Welcome to this cluster. My AO, my area of operations, is filthy and out of control. You ever hang on a minute. You ever clean up the shop, get everything looking beautiful and organized, and man, you feel really good about it. You start the kit, and then it turns into that. Out of control. And I have the same problem in my shop outside. I grab a tool, I work on something, I set the tool down. Grab another tool, set the tool down. And for the life of me, I don't know why I have this problem. Maybe it's a mental thing. Maybe you guys have the same issue. So, today, I'm going to set the camera up and time lapse cleaning the chap. So, when I originally set this area up, I thought it would be cool to keep all of my US colors, my metallics and whites and oddball stuff, and then I would get into like British and Japan and all that, German stuff in the corner and all that. But then I got, it's like, okay, but I'm reaching over here to get stuff that I need for the modern vehicles I'm working on because of the shade. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it on camera, but is rearrange my color palette to something that makes sense. So, going from the dark colors and faded into the light colors. So, most of my tans and khakis and things like that, and and eventually whites would be over in this location, and then you would start to see the darker browns and greens and things like that. A lot of the I have so many different colors that I'll probably never use because of gaming and all that kind of business, but you never know. Most of these things I bought from like estate sale, that kind of stuff. People have passed on, and they're being sold. So I've only had a couple of these get bricked, meaning that the pigment has settled to the point where it won't mix anymore, and I can eventually get it to work. I have a mixer down here that agitates the paint. Yeah, and then some of the kits that I bought on Marketplace from people that are either getting out of the hobby or whatever, they're just selling their stuff. They'll throw in whatever bottles of paint they have. Most of the time it's the old school, testers, enamels, which I almost never use. So I have a handful of these tester paints, which I keep. Most of them are right here in this drawer, and I rarely go in there and touch them. I'm all about acrylics. So, anyways, I'm going to continue cleaning this up so I have space to work. I like having a rotisserie on here when I work. But I'm going to wipe this down and get a little shop vac going, and we'll start the next project. So, continues. I have these really cool little Andy's Hobby Headquarters glue trays that actually come as a little kit. But you know, like I put my panel accent colors on here, marked fit for the decals. They fit in those squares real nice. And then the smaller bottles of, you know, of the glues fit in these little corner pockets. So these are handy, just to kind of keep your stuff organized and out of the way. Unless you get one of these oddball cements, you know, from like Tamiya. Very harsh chemical. So, what did I do with the rest of the trash? May as well, some of this paint ain't never coming off of this tabletop, I'll tell you that. Get that cleaned up. Wipe the dust and crap off of my cutting mat. Put this rotisserie over the paint booth. Let me show you guys the paint pile. Like I was saying earlier, you know, I've seen you guys got a lot of nice setups out there. Far cleaner and more organized than what I got. But, yeah, so the paints are, I don't get into these too much up here. I only got them because I got them dirt cheap on the sale. And, but these are my primary go-tos. All acrylics, water-based, all right? Here are those little trays for your glues and different things. Typical cutting mat, all right? And the table, actually the whole bench I got at a government recycle sale. I think I gave like 25, 30 bucks for the whole thing. Super heavy. Put my own lighting underneath with magnets. Just magnetized the strips and stuck them under there. And that's it. Little paper towel dispenser. So let's move on to the next cleaning area. Yeah, this area was kind of a temporary setup deal for the, you know, for when I go in here and monkey around with the 16th scale stuff, just because, you know, I always have multiple projects going on, and these are all spare parts for the 16th scale stuff. Anyways, that's what this area is all about. And I kind of want to get rid of it and take it down. Oops, hang on a minute. I accidentally put some stuff away I shouldn't have. These go with that. I think what I'm going to do is get this stuff transferred up to behind the camera, up on the high table, and use that location for the big tanks, so I can get rid of this table and have some clean walking space. So let's get to it. That's the next area of consideration. So I got to clean all this out, relocate some of these kits over here, and create just a working space for the RC tanks. Well, let's see what I've labored to produce for the, I don't know, at least 2 hours of down here messing around. Got this area cleaned up and transformed into just doing the 16 scale stuff. Left these tools and different things out because I'm still working on the tow hooks for this Centurion. Regular model area is pretty much tightened up, ready for me to start something different. Here's a couple of kits I need to do open box for you guys on. And yeah, and get this dude back together. That might be my focus here in the next day or two. That's it, man. Get out there and clean your model room if it's not already done. Thanks for watching. I love you.